guys, welcome to another WoW video, and today I am gonna show you where all 11 crates are. This is part of your detective title that you can get at the anniversary event. You'll knock out 2 achievements during this. There is one to collect 6 crates, and then there's another to collect 11 crates. So the first crate is over at Zuldazar. You're just gonna go to coordinates 54, 54. I'll open up the map here for you guys. And you're going to the dive bar that is underwater. And there is a little task you do need to do in order to open up this shell that you see me at. So in the water there, not too far away from the shell, you will see Nikto. Now you just interact with him. He is a vendor. He sells a clam digger. Just buy the clam digger. And then you just come back to Gerald. Gerald is the clam. You just offer it to him and he'll open up the clam and then the treasure is inside. And then your crate is inside, so you can just click on your crate.
Work complete.
Our second crate is over in Desolus, and the coordinates is 54, 58. Here's the map location. This one requires you to be dead. What I did is I just got close to the area and then I just flew high up in the air, dropped myself, like dismounted, killed myself, and then you take your ghost to the location and you'll see this treasure chest, and that is your crate. Our third crate is in Deadwind Pass, and I will open up my map a little bit here before we get to the ideal place. I would open up the map just in case some of you guys are unaware of how to get to Deadwind Pass. If it's your first time going, it can be a little tricky. The best way to get there is to be at Duskwood and go to the right side that you see me at here, and then you'll fly right into Deadwind. And you're basically just going near the Kara dungeon / raid, and you're just gonna go behind the area here, and that is where you'll find the Karazhan Crypts. This is an area you may recognize if you did the Lucid Nightmare mount. It was one of very many areas we went to during that secret mount. And then I will just leave the full path here for you to follow. It can be a little tricky finding this place. So it's honestly, I know everyone loves the short videos, but trust me, you will thank me for not editing this part. So I'm gonna leave it completely unedited here so that you know exactly where to turn and how to get to this place. And yeah, so your crypt entrance is at 3973. And you're just gonna go down the tunnel and then you'll find water. You swim across that and then your crate will be right there waiting for you. Okay, so your fourth crate is gonna require a couple of locations. So the first place that you are gonna go is the 1,000 Needles, and you're gonna be over at the Shimmering Flats. Your coordinates is 6686. This is your coordinates to the entrance of the dig site, and then you'll just swim. It's underwater, so you'll swim into the entrance And just watch my path here. Again, it's unedited, so you're not missing any turns I may have done. This one was kind of easy, actually. Once you realize it's underwater, the pathway is like your first right, basically. So yeah, I wasn't in this cave for very long at all. It was easy to spot. So you will get your water resistant receipt. And then once you're done this part, you can swim out or just hearth from the water. And you're going to Legion. And you want to go to Azuna. Out in Azuna, there is a vendor called Vashti the Wandering Merchant. There is a stretch that I will show you on the map here that he walks. And it's pretty much this whole kind of road area. He was pretty easy to spot, though, especially with people doing this. You just look for the other people, basically. But for those that may do it later when it's not as popular to do, because while it is an anniversary event, I guarantee you this doesn't vanish. Yeah, they've brought many other anniversary event things that were supposed to be limited time events, and they've become every year events for the anniversary. So yeah, I think this will always be something you can do for the anniversary. But yeah, so if you are doing this later on, Vashti won't have a bunch of people around him, and you will kind of need to know this road that he wanders. Once you find him, he will sell you the Sandy Celebration Crate. The reason he sells this to you is because he can tell that you have the water-resistant recipe, so do not skip the 1,000 needles. Don't go straight to this vendor. He does need to know that you have that recipe in your bags. The 5th crate will be out in Howling Ford. So this one is at 29.6. If you are having trouble seeing it, take out your tricked out thinking cap and that will help guide you to it. But yeah, 29.6 is where you want to go, which is nearby the Conquest Gate. Your 6th crate is going to be in Tenaris. You can just go to the anniversary event at this point. That's going to be your fastest way there. When you fly out, you're going to swing a left and go over to the water. I'll show you where we are on the map. And yeah, all you do is go to 6968 and then swim under. This is another underwater one. And you're going to see a couple of little huts there. Go into the bigger one. You'll see that there is a second floor, but there isn't an elevator because it's underwater, right? So you will swim upwards to the top level, and then behind a bed is the crate.
Work complete.
And also worth noting that if you want your first achievement for the crates, you can fly back to the anniversary event, hand in all the crates you've done so far, and that'll get you the achievement. That's your first part of the achievement, and then we'll get the second one at the end of this video. Your 7th celebration crate is over in Hyjal. You're going to 1333, and if you're like me and do a lot of achievements, you will probably recognize this place. It's the place that has the trampoline. There was a big achievement involving it back in Kata, and your crate is underneath the trampoline. Not directly under, though. It's if you just walk around the trampoline, you'll see it next to a post. And yeah, so super easy to find that one.
Work complete.
Okay, so for crate number 8, this one is going to involve a couple of different locations and a couple of restrictions as well. So for starters, you want to get yourself out to Ashenvale. We're going to go to 4738. Basically, this is the Thunder Peak Ashenvale, also known as Molten Peak. It's this big, tall mountain, and you'll see Lord Magmathar, very visible among it. Fly all the way up to the top of this mountain, and you're going to see this blue circle. It's basically the buff you need. So this is your Potion of Truth. Coordinates are 4738, and you're just going to click this buff. Now, this is a 30-minute buff, and basically we need to get to the next destination during the time frame of this buff. Couple of things to add. One, I've heard that hearthing or taking a regular flight path removes the buff. So do not do that. You're going to manually fly yourself to the next area. And 2, and this is something that I can confirm myself because as many of you guys know, those that watch my videos and have had conversations with me, I do not like dragon riding. I very seldom ride very fast on my mount. So I slow mode this entire trip. I went at this speed that you see me going at the entire way from Ashenvale to Faralaz, and it didn't even come close. You easily get there within the time of the buff. It's a 30-minute buff. Even at slow flight, you will make it there. Most of you guys will probably just swap to your dragon riding speed and get there faster. But I just thought I'd mention, for those that want to slow-mo it like I did, you're fine. Yeah, you are easily going to have tons of time to get there. So now, where is there? There would be Faralaz. So now you are going to manually fly yourself to Faralaz, and you're heading to the Dire Maul area. So the coordinates here will be 6035, and the crate is pretty easy. It's a little hidden when you first kind of get into the area, but you're watching a video, you'll see the way I turn and it'll be fine. Yeah, so it is kind of in a hidden area that you do need to kind of look around corners to figure out. And yeah. So as long as you make it there with the buff active, you'll see that crate. Crate number 9 is in Outland Nagrand. This is when I was reminded, because it is, of course, Pilgrim's Bounty when I'm doing this, and I had totally forgot that the town here in Nagrand for Alliance has the table, the bounty table, at the top of all places because it's by the flight path, right? Like, I had a little giggle at that when I landed. But anyway, you're going to Nagrand in Outlands, and you're going to Oshigon, which is why flying over to Telar is a great idea. But Oshigon entrance is at 3567, and you're just gonna go in there and you'll see a crystallized celebration crate. And yeah, that one was a pretty easy one, honestly. Okay, so for celebration crate number 10, we are going to be doing a couple of different locations. So the first location you want to go to is AQ, and you are going to head to 4093. That's going to get you to the cave entrance. And you're just going to go in there and you'll see Andrastraz, which is a red dragon. He's asleep, friendly, like no big worry there. So you'll go into the cave entrance, go behind him, and you will see some bones. In order to interact with them, you can bring out your Perky Pug. For those that maybe don't have the Perky Pug, you are able to summon any dog. So yeah, once upon a time, Perky Pug was kind of like the only dog, right? But now we have multiples, so you can summon an alternate. Just make sure it's a dog of some sort. And your pet will dig for the mysterious bones. And yeah, so that's how you get that. So once you're done with that, you're going to Legion, and we are going to hit up Stormheim. Your coordinates for this area is 3747, and you're looking for the Fallen Warrior. It's going to be the grave of the Fallen Warrior. And in this one, you don't just click. It took me I would say a few seconds to figure out what was needed here. But the pile that you see, you're going to use the mysterious bones, and you're just burying it basically. And then that's how you're going to get your crate. And then we have our last crate, crate number 11. And this one is out in Shadowlands. You're going to hit up Maldraxxus. I left the little pathway of us getting to the flight path just in case there's some people, like World of Warcraft's a lot different now. Back in the day, you couldn't skip zones, you couldn't skip expansions, like you definitely had to go in order. Now you can totally skip Shadowlands, right? So I left the path in here for the people that may have never gone to Shadowlands, and yeah, it can be a little tricky maybe figuring out where the flight path is if you didn't do this expansion. So yeah, just go to this flight path and hit up Maldraxxus. I usually just kind of click and then I figure out where I'm going once I land. I clicked Theater of Pain. That was a great click. That is exactly where you want to go. So you're going to go to the seat of the Primus for this one. This one had me worried for, I would say, a few seconds. Because when I got there and I realized it was the seat of the Primus, my instant thought was, oh shit, do I need to be at the the Maldraxxus Covenant, like, do I need to be able to get into the friendly area? The answer is no. All you do is once you get to the seat of the Primus, just fly up and you're going to the top of it. And where you see the portal, the crate will be just off to the right. And yeah, so that's at 4973. And that is your last crate. So at that point, you can hearth out, get yourself back to the anniversary event so that you can hand in all your crates. Worth noting that you can totally hoard them as you're going. I did. You do not have to hand them in one by one. You can totally do all 11 crates. As long as you have room, chances are at some point you'll be quest log full. There's not too many of us that can afford to just take 11 quests. Maybe you're one of them, but I would say on average, most of us will end up with a quest log full announcement. But that doesn't matter because the crate will go into your inventory and then you can just take the quest when you have the room, right? So you can totally do it that way to save yourself a little time. And this will, of course, knock out your second achievement. So that is it. That is all 11 crates. I hope you enjoyed the video. You still have a bunch of time to do the anniversary stuff. You got like another month and a bit, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.